She mentioned, "You can't assume I'll stay faithful. I'm youthful, I'm attractive, and I have choices." I simply nodded, then sent her exact words to her father, together with the trip invoices I'd covered. 3 days later, she was yelling through my buzzer, as I cranked up the sound on my television. "Hey everyone, massive appreciation to all who've subscribed already. We're inching closer to 10,000. If you haven't, smash that subscribe button and push us over the goal." On Monday night, I rang Monica's place and inquired if I could chat with her dad regarding something urgent. "He's over for supper," she replied, sounding puzzled. "Is all good?" "Just have to discuss a matter with him. It's crucial." Robert picked up the line at 8:40 p.m. By Wednesday dawn, his girl's monetary backing was facing some strict stipulations. But I'm jumping ahead. Allow me to describe Sunday evening when Monica, 23F, chose to outline her views on romance to me. "I'm 28M, run a plumbing company, doing quite well financially. Monica has a part-time gig at a hair salon whenever she bothers, devotes most hours to workouts or crafting posts for online platforms. We'd been a couple for roughly 10 months. Her father Robert manages a network of car repair outlets. Family has wealth. Monica receives a monthly stipend that handles the bulk of her costs, plus he assists with housing and vehicle expenses. I was aware she was accustomed to an easy life, but considered that typical for prosperous households. It didn't irk me because I was thriving independently. Sunday, we returned from a short getaway in Vegas that I'd fully funded. Luxurious lodging, fine dining, entertainment, everything. It set me back around $3,000, but Monica had been thrilled about it for ages. She was scrolling through snapshots on her device, uploading the top ones to her Instagram stories, ensuring her followers saw her enjoying the high life. "Appreciate this getaway, love," she remarked while tweaking images. "These shots are pulling in tons of likes. Happy you had fun. I always love quality experiences." That's the essence of maintaining high expectations. I was partly tuned into the screen when her phone pinged with a direct message alert. She grinned at the content, replied swiftly, grinned once more. "Who's reaching out?" "Just Trevor from the fitness center, you wouldn't know him." Trevor was a name I'd caught before. Some dude who'd been double-tapping all her pics and firing off notes. Monica always claimed he was innocent, merely another fan. What does Trevor need now? He's reacting to the Vegas snaps, wondering if I'm in a serious commitment. She stated this offhandedly, as if it were everyday talk. What was your response? That it's not straightforward. I silenced the television. How is it not straightforward? Well, it isn't. We're not promised, we're not cohabiting, we're simply seeing each other. Seeing each other solely for 10 months, she glanced up from her screen. Solely by whose definition? By the partnership we've shared since last year. Jake, you're kind, but you must grasp something about my nature. I'm 23 years young, I appear like this, she motioned toward her figure. And I possess alternatives. You can't demand faithfulness simply because we've been spending time together for a bit. I gazed at her. Spending time? Seeing each other, call it what you will. The key is I'm not prepared to commit to anyone. I'm youthful, I'm appealing, and men are always showing interest. Why would I restrict myself? Because we're meant to be in a devoted partnership. That's your viewpoint. I never committed to being only with you. Monica, you're my partner, I presented you to my relatives as my partner. Titles don't equal possession, Jake. I'm not going to pass up possibilities just because you believe we're committed. What sorts of possibilities? Romantic possibilities. Networking possibilities. If a more appealing person appears, I'm not going to overlook that. She returned to her phone as if this were entirely logical. So you're intending to be unfaithful? I'm intending to maintain my alternatives available. If something occurs with another, that's merely me experiencing my existence. And what am I meant to do as you pursue these alternatives? You're meant to accept that women like me don't typically settle with men like you permanently. That struck hard. Men like me? Blue-collar types. You're accomplished in your field, but let's face facts about status here. My dad didn't grow his empire so I could wed a pipefitter. Does your father realize you view things this way? My father desires my happiness, he gets that I require a partner who can sustain the way of life I'm familiar with. She began responding to Trevor once more, likely informing him how open she felt. I remained there absorbing her words. 10 months of what I believed was a serious bond, and she'd been viewing it as light fun while scouting for an improvement. Here's the deal. I was content with my career and earned solid income from it. But the nonchalant manner she delivered it, as if I were mere amusement until a superior choice emerged. That hurt. Monica, allow me to confirm I comprehend this accurately. Comprehend what? You stated you're youthful and appealing and possess choices, so I can't demand loyalty. Correct? And you mentioned women like me don't typically pair with men like you long term. That's simply the truth, Jake. And you're intending to continue seeking other paths while I'm funding your getaways. Now you're twisting it to seem negative. I value what you provide, but that doesn't imply I owe you sole commitment. I'd listened enough. It was moment to inform her father precisely what his funds were backing. The phone discussion that kicked it off. Monday midday, I was installing a new sink fixture, mulling over Monica's statements. The more I reflected, the more it irritated me. Not the separation aspect, if she wished to see others, that was her decision. But the exploitation angle. Accepting my funds for lavish trips while blatantly plotting to locate someone superior. Behaving as if I ought to feel lucky for bankrolling her existence as she hunted for enhancements. Over my break, I accessed the Vegas bills on my phone. Accommodation, meals, performances, wellness sessions, purchases. $3,000 in 2 days for a person who just informed like I should be grateful for the privilege of funding her lifestyle while she shopped for upgrades. That evening I dialed Robert. We'd encountered each other multiple times. Appeared to be a solid man who labored diligently and held conventional beliefs about kin and connections. Hi Robert, it's Jake. Hope the timing isn't bad. No problem, Jake. How's everything? That's precisely why I wanted to speak. Monica and I shared a discussion yesterday that I believe you ought to be aware of. Really? All right? I'm unsure. She elaborated on her relationship strategy in ways that caught me off guard. And given that you're financing her way of life, I figured you deserved to hear it straight. What sort of elaboration? I recounted Sunday's exchange. Her remarks on keeping choices open, not owing loyalty, men like me not suiting women like her permanently. She voiced this to you verbatim? Every syllable. Immediately after returning from Vegas, which I covered entirely. Extended silence. That's deeply troubling, Jake. Allow me to speak with Monica initially and hear her perspective. I get it. I simply believed you needed the facts about the events. I value you informing me. I'll require a thorough talk with her on this. I respect your gravity, Robert. I hold family principles dear. Exploiting others while seeking superior options isn't tolerable conduct. Tuesday night, Monica phoned me around 7 p.m. Jake, I endured a tough discussion with my father last night. He mentioned you contacted him regarding words I shared with you. I relayed our talk from yesterday. Which talk? The one where you detailed maintaining choices open and that men like me aren't permanent fits for women like you. Quiet. Then, you informed my father of that? I shared precisely what you expressed to me. Jake, you can't simply go to my relatives over couple talks. I didn't rush to anyone. I passed on details I thought relevant to the individual bankrolling your existence. That's confidential between us. Nothing's confidential when you're frankly scheming to exploit me while hunting for better. I wasn't exploiting you. I was truthful about my current stage. You were truthful about viewing me as short-term fun while I cover your adventures. That's not my intent. That's precisely your intent. You simply didn't anticipate me alerting the one signing your payments. Jake, kindly ring my father again and explain it was a mix-up. It wasn't a mix-up. You were crystal clear on your plans. My father is discussing attaching rules to my stipend now. Seems like sound guidance. This is unjust, my words were private. Your words disrespected both me and your father's aide. Disconnected and disregarded her subsequent rings. Wednesday morning, Robert phoned me en route to a work location. Jake, I held an extended talk with Monica yesterday on your report. How was it? She admitted the exchange occurred, though she attempted to minimize her meaning. But her stance on bonds and those aiding her was evident. What do you intend? From now, her stipend includes requirements. She must demonstrate gratitude for receipts and regard for those who support her. That appears fair. I'm also mandating she handle her own costs. Time she grasped the worth of what's been handed freely. Wednesday night, Monica arrived at my building, pressing the buzzer. Jake, we must converse, my father is acting totally irrational. I viewed her via the security feed but didn't grant entry. Jake, I see you're home, let me up please. I amplified the television volume and kept viewing. My father have my stipend and insists I secure full-time employment now. The action flick I had on featured intense blast sequences, genuinely deafening. Jake, please, I regret my Sunday words, I was overly theatrical. She pressed for another 10 minutes prior to quitting. Thursday, she attempted from various lines. Jake, it's Monica, don't disconnect. What's your need? I wish to say sorry and clarify my true Sunday intent. You clarified flawlessly. You're youthful, attractive, and have choices, you don't wish commitment to a pipe fitter. I erred in phrasing that, I was anxious about deepening too soon. You weren't anxious, you were candid for the initial time in 10 months. That's false. I value you, you value my provisions, distinction there. Jake, my father demands I cover my own housing now, salon pay won't suffice for my place. Time for that steady roll. Please, simply contact my father and say you misheard my words. I heard perfectly, as did he. You're destroying my world over one chat. You destroyed it when you belittled those aiding you. I ended the call and blocked that line too, that was 6 weeks back. No direct contact from Monica since, but updates via shared acquaintances. Robert enforced his new rules, slashed her stipend greatly, demanded she manage her housing, pushed for a proper job with fixed shifts. Monica faced challenges shifting from social media glamour to full-time store work. Apparently, following boss directives differs from gym poses. She relocated to a budget unit with housemates. No more lone shoots in fancy kitchens. Her online posts changed from opulent living to inspirational sayings on development and lessons. Trevor from the fitness spot faded fast once she sought real comfort over flattery. Evidently, DM sliders aren't typically after complex bonds. Monica attempted returning home, but Robert set terms. Pay into home costs, abide by rules, no spoiled attitudes on funds or living. She endured under a week before choosing self-reliance. Latest word, juggling several gig shifts to cover bills and seeking Robert for a spot at his garages. He offered receptionist start at basic wage if she truly shifted her views on labor and value. Me? Thriving. Company strong, money steady, no one detailing why they're superior while accepting my funds. Began dating anew lately, Lisa's a nurse who labors diligently and covers her expenses. When I shared the Monica tale, she noted anyone deeming themselves beyond decent effort likely isn't worth much. The chat with Robert achieved precisely its goal. It revealed to him his daughter's true self beneath the spoiled facade. Monica figured she could fake affection while upgrade hunting, all backed by family cash and my trip spends. She believed youth and looks allowed using others sans fallout. Instead, she discovered aid carries expectations. Those include fundamental regard for providers. Robert didn't reduce to punish, he taught that abusing kindness while scorning it brings results. Monica sought choices and liberty for superior pursuits. Now she possesses them. Free to labor dual shifts, free to share housing costs, free to grasp life's price when self-funded. The buzzer episode was ideal. She shifted from claiming men like me unfit long-term to pleading I mend her money woes with dad. Often, top reply to exploitation is ensuring key parties learn of it. Monica was frank on plans. I was frank sharing with her funder. She learned nipping the feeding hand bites back. Disrespecting aid surprises when aid ceases. Her private words impacted her father's choice to enable her ways. Logical outcomes for undue privilege. Robert learned his daughter's core and parented per his respect and gratitude values. Prime case why truth cuts both ways.